Put a little bit of money behind yourself instead of putting your money into Nike.
That's right.
Into name brand belts.
Yeah.
All that stuff that has no value.
That's right.
That's not going to help your career.
They ain't going to put no money in your pocket.
Nah.
That's for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So put it behind yourself, man. And this gentleman where we have with us today, Taj Alexander, who is definitely doing that. I mean, we talking books, bro.
Okay.
All
right.
Music.
Okay.
The podcast.
Man.
Blogs.
Okay.
He does it all.
Doing it.
And we welcome you to the show, good brother.
Hey, thanks for having me. As far as music goes, I've always, I've been into music probably since I was like maybe a teenager, mid-teenager. I started with poetry when I was, like 7 or 8 years old. But, as I started to meet people, I started to travel to places like Cambridge, and, they started to test my will on the battleground.
Okay.
Cash used to step to me.
You went right into Lions Den.
Basically. Basically. So, Cash would call me out, and, it was just a test of wills. And, like, I like the battle scene, but, I started to come more into, what I was made of as a student and as a person. Like I made a couple mistakes on my journey as far as like, I got into the streets, started hanging out with the wrong crowd, all the cliches, and I had went and did some time. Okay. So, I had a whole lot of time to think. I'm not going to say a whole lot, I had some time to think.
Hey, look, one day in the joint is enough. That's one day too many.
I've been in there. I've been in there.
Yeah, man. So I had some time to think, and really, I felt like the best way that I could come out and make an impact is to just stay true to myself, the person who I am as an artist, as a brother, as a son, and to really just not fall into the cliches. Because, like you said, a lot of people talk about strictly money, and I rather talk about my life as a father, or my life as when I was down and out. And nobody really wanted to give me any shots out here, when I didn't really have any confidence or self-esteem, I like to talk about stuff like that because I think it's a lot of things that's out here that are, pushing us to not believe in ourselves. And I'm on the flip side, and I appreciate the other dudes who are on that side trying to uplift other people and empower people. So, that's where I'm at with the music.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that's lacking in music today is the balance. For me, the mumble rap and all that with the younger generation are doing, that's cool. It ain't my thing, but that's cool though. There's a lane for that, obviously. But they also should be a lane for cats like yourself, the Devin Becks, the Shane Bells, the SBs, and then guys like Fatal to Cannon who can balance the streets and the scholarly aspect of rhyming, you know what I mean? Because he graduated from UMES, shout out to UMES, my home now, and you know what I'm saying? So, it's a rare thing to be able to balance that, and for the industry itself, we need that for the people because music and so many more people, more the younger folks look up to the LeBron Jameses, and all the rap cats. They look at sports and music. That's what I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they see all day in media, and that's where they see success at. You rarely see like black doctors on TV, and black lawyers on TV. You very rarely see them come to the school and talk to the kids, that type of thing. So for them, black engineers, black scientists, and, things of that nature, they don't see that. So for us, that's like, we can't reach that. You saw President Barack Obama, but, it's like, after what he went through, I don't think I want to be president. You know what I'm saying? So, again, it goes back to the entertainment side, and we don't want to get stuck into that. All we want to do and can be are entertainers, because honestly, for real, our ancestors were brought here to work, and to eventually entertain. Because the entertainers they're non-threatening. They're out there, making us happy. On Sunday, like today, on Sunday, out on the football field. Yeah. But let us kneel. Let us stand for something. Let us Shout out Colin Kaepernick.
Hey, that's a
you know what I mean? But let us do that. Oh, no. You out of pocket now. Stay in your place. You know, you making millions. Shut up, make your millions, cash your check, and be happy. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as we make a stand, then the rah-rah comes out. And we need more brothers like yourself. And I mentioned others. Jermichael Mitchell. Even brothers like that. You know what I'm saying? Devon T, DJ Unique. Yeah. You know, good brothers. Ronald.
Thank you.
Ron Ringold.
Yeah.
Brothers like that who are definitely doing some. And Reggae Paul we bringing food in here. What's this, baby?
I give him.
Is this jerk chicken? My man, come on, baby. He gonna break off J-Mo something. Hey, Facebook Live. Sorry, you got the jerk chicken jumping on the jump. Yeah, man. Hey, Todd, I saved your piece, Todd. My man.
I appreciate you.
Word up. What made you decide to go the route of doing a book?
Well, at the time, I had just started my own business. Me and a couple partners, we started our own business. And on the side, I also had another job. So, it was some flimsy things towards the end of 2015 going on with the job. And, they were pretty much racially discriminating against me. And, I just didn't like the way it was going. So, I started writing a blog towards the end of the year, just so I could get my thoughts out. I did music, but I like writing, so I just started writing a blog. So, around the beginning of the year 2016, I was a little down in the dumps because, my business wasn't taking off. They were, trying to discriminate against me at my job. So I ended up leaving my job. And, I was back to square one. I was staying with my mom, and, it was some hard times going on. So I just started to put my thoughts on paper. Of course I had the blog, but I started putting my thoughts on paper. And then, eventually it just turned out, I just kept writing my story, my whole story from whatever I could remember. And it turned into a book. It only took maybe a month, and I just was getting up every morning, and I just started writing, and then I just go out and do my thing, trying to find a new job or whatever. And I had of course, like I said, I was staying with my mom, so I had a little bit of animosity towards my mom, which is crazy because I felt like she had failed me. But then I had to pretty much look in the mirror and be like, nah, bro, you failed yourself.
The frustration of it all.
Yeah, the frustration of it all. So, thus, the book, I Think I Hate My Mom, The Growth of a Mama's Boy was born.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Show that to the camera real quick. Show that to the camera.
That's what's up.
Yeah, in this camera. Yeah, word up. With your podcast, just talk about what it is you do with your podcast, and then we're going to get into the music side.
Well, the podcast is called Todd Chalex Presents The Creator's Voice, and basically the whole thing is about interviewing. Well, I first started interviewing people just to get their stories, and I feel like it was a way to connect with other people who are doing their thing. I have people from all different backgrounds, people who are in network marketing. You mentioned SB. SB's been on there before.
Okay.
Have people who are from all different facets of life, man, and they just telling about their stories, how, their lowest points and how they flip their lives around, what they're still struggling with, and just a whole bunch of different things, man. It's all about, just being a creator and, letting people hear what they have to say.
Okay. When did you start that podcast?
I think I started it back in April, early April.
Okay, so it's really new.
Yeah, it's pretty new. So I feel, man, it's crazy because I was going through some papers maybe a couple years ago, and I'm always writing down notes. And one of the things that was on the notes was to start a podcast. Now, and it's crazy, it started developing a couple years later, but I just found it interesting that some things that I write down, they come to life.
Yeah, it manifests itself.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And that's real important because I was told a long time ago to create a vision board, and you can write it down or actually, find pictures of them, cut them out, and actually make a board and just put them on there so you can see them visually. You know what I mean? So you can see, like, okay, this is what I want. I always say, speak it into existence. Well, vision it into existence, so to speak. You know what I mean? So that's great. And then, of course, you wrote it into existence. You know what I mean? Sure. Of course, you got to do the legwork. It ain't going to happen, magically.
That's the thing that I think people, read the book The Secret or hear things about the law of attraction, and they just think that you can just sit back and think about, having a Benz in your driveway and it's going to appear. Right. But they don't tell you that you got to go out there and grind and hustle. So, yeah, man.
Yeah. Faith without works is dead.
You got that right.
You know what I mean? You can have all the faith in the world, but if you're not doing the work, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
Your faith don't fall short.
When I was like 6 years old, and that's when the internet was first developing. So, a lot of these kids born in the 90s, late 90s, 2000s, they coming straight in.
Right.
And they got Google, you got all these social media. Of course, MySpace was popping first, but then Facebook started to jump off, and now, you got everything jumping off. So, a lot of people are getting immediate feedback as soon as they post something. I know when I was a kid, we didn't have that much feedback. If my friends was joining on me, then I can just tell them to shut up and just walk away.
Yeah.
But now, if somebody else, you might post something online and people gonna immediately let you know how they feel, what they think, and I feel like it's playing a big part on these kids' psychology, and it's getting a little crazy.
Yeah, that's probably. When I saw that, I was like, man, people can't be really doing that. But I guess they are. Word up. So, Taj Alexander, again, the podcast. Where can folks listen to the podcast?
It's right there on my website. It's actually, I post it on YouTube all the time, but go to www.tajalexander.com.
Okay, my man. So, man, you got any shots before we go?
Yeah, man, shout out to my homeboy JB Smooth. Shout out to Jermichael doing his thing, Don Sella, Keith Turner.
Real quick. Big shout out to Don Sella. Didn't she win the county council?
Definitely.
Yeah, big shout out to Don Sella Wilson. Man, incredible lady in Caroline County, and doing some great things. Didn't even cut you up, but I definitely give her a shout for that.
Man. Definitely. Shout out to Zuzia, my mom, everybody out there supporting me, doing your thing. Everybody out here about positivity and growth, man. Salute to y'all. And anybody I forgot, don't take it personal. I could be all day naming people,
Word. Taj Alexander and TajAlexander.com.
Yes, sir.
That's where you can go for all things Taj Alexander, man.
Sure. And if it wasn't for all this patience, shit. Yeah. And if it wasn't for all this maintenance, sure. And if it wasn't for all these fakers, shit. And if it wasn't for all this favor, it was the 18th day, a month after November. The gates open, freedom on my agenda. God's good, I could have been gone for 40 winters. Now I'm looking for a cutie just to give her a splinter. Whoa, my conscience says slow up your roll. Let's not forget the 36 months to go on parole. Hey yo, what about your ghost? You said you wouldn't fold like aluminum foil. Once you get up out of that hole. Hey yo, so many times that I tried, and so many flights that I climbed.
It's yours. Yeah. Sunday, fun day. Turn your radios up. Donnie-O, J-Mo, are you ready to what? 97.5 is yours, radio live. From 4 to 7, you can chill before it's back to your job. You decide on your Sunday moves so you can cool out and groove out to Sunday school. If you coming from the sand, stuck in no-see traffic, Ill Kid, the mixtape boss with OG classics. Anything from BDP to DOC. And of course, taking the sports break with POV. You get the news. It's real, don't ever get it confused. If the word is in the street, street will definitely bring it to you. Get in tune, Mr. Whitlock, Sheriff Dave Clark. They both blind, that's the reason why they stay lost. We for the people, that's the reason why we stay truest. Look at the coons, always trying to dance their way through it. If you got bars and send them in, just make sure it's clean and illa, give it a spin. If it's hot, then it's here. If not, it's gotta go. Hip hop and neo soul. J Mo and Donnie O, let's go. Let's go.